Almost my prediction, 28 degrees today, and believe me, Barbara's 29. Yeah, no, don't worry about that. It's going to get to 28, and that's as high as it's going to go today. Let's hope anyway. We don't need it any higher. Really, really don't. It is sweltering outside. Weatherman says 24 degrees. Doesn't stand a chance. Tuesday, December 15th, and, well, I tell you what, let me do this.
Galaxy 107 FM.
You know, I couldn't be more excited. I really, really couldn't. And I got to thank Jason for staying up as late as he did. He's putting in an effort right now. Coming out of Bromwich in the UK, we're joined by Wounded Spirit. Now, you know that I can't get through a breakfast show right now without actually playing a Wounded Spirit song. First of all, for everybody that's watching live right now, thank you for joining us. And absolutely elated that you have. Today we have Wounded Spirit coming out of Bromwich, UK. Believe me, great band. You're going to love this. You really, really are. If you're going to watch it later on YouTube, you know what to do, right? Yeah. Sub, thumb, bell. Bingo. You know what I mean. Anyway, let's get it underway. Live with Wounded Spirit here at Galaxy is Play Cold. I think he's watching me on a screen.
Yeah.
I am there.
You are sharing it live now.
Nice.
Face the camera.
You may see me make some funny body gestures from time to time. It's because I actually. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I was born that way. I actually have a voice in my head, Jason. And believe me, it's my on-air producer. She talks to me, she gives me stats, all sorts of information. Usually, sometimes, if you forgive me, I might not hear a question or an answer that you're saying because she's talking at the same time. But I can usually bluff my way through that. So don't worry about that. But yeah, bro, I do have a voice in my head. Well, in fact, she's my wife. I married her.
Oh, nice. Oh, happy days.
Yeah, well, so legally she's allowed to be a voice in my head now. But
absolutely.
Almost every woman I talk to and say this to that I interview...
Hi Amanda, thank you for joining us, sweetheart.
She gets paid to do it, bro. And they think that's bloody awesome.
Join the comedy show.
They really, really do. Every one of them wants to be paid to be a voice in their husband's heads, believe me.
And they love the job as well. They love it.
Yeah, they do. That's the problem. Yeah.
And then?
And then, yeah. Oh, by the way, you'll get a copy of everything we do today, my bro. And so I'll apologise now, okay?
You don't have to apologise for anything. You're cool, man.
Nice. Well, we'll give you a copy. We'll transform it over into YouTube and give you a copy of that. Barbara will also make a movie for you, including some photos and bits and pieces. So after we've done the full interview, are you still there, bro? You seem to be. Yeah, you're still there. After we've done the full interview, we'll do a little crazy stuff as well for multimedia purposes.
Oh, brilliant. Cheers, man. Appreciate it, mate.
Bro, I am elated. I really, really am. I'm excited about this because I absolutely love your work. I've been an engineer now almost 40 years, and I don't often find a band that I get this excited about, so I'm really, really happy.
No, thank you.
Anyway, let's go live to the desk. the sound of Wounded Spirit, a play cold right here at Galaxy. Glad to have everybody along. It is 22 after 11 o'clock, 27 degrees, it's hot. Now, if you think about it, inside here with all the computers and everything, add another 10 degrees, melty. Very, very melty right now. Absolutely loving it. It is Tuesday, December the 15th, joined by Jason, coming out of the band Wounded Spirit from which UK. Just a couple of hours away from London, you know what I mean. Yeah, crisis time over there with the COVID right now too. Absolutely elated to meet you, Jason. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you. Thanks for having us, and thanks for playing our music. We really do appreciate it.
Well, I got to give a big shout out to Paul Marshall, a good friend of ours from Do It Management up in Auckland. He introduced us to your music, and so happy he did. I really, really am, because believe me, it's the kind of music that I can relate to, but I have a feeling that I've heard of Wounded Spirit, well, back in the day a little bit.
As in, oh yeah, so really inspired by kind of 80s synth music, so Simple Minds, U2. So we love that genre of music, and I think you can really hear that in the sound that we've got.
I really, really can. Having said that though, I actually have worked with U2.
No!
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, Western Springs here in Auckland did the Zoo Raper tour with them.
Wow. You're like my new best friend now.
Hey, listen, I've worked with a number of English bands, including Def Leppard, Dire Straits, 3-4 times now over the years.
Wow.
So, believe me, not only a sound engineer in studio recording, but also a front of house engineer, and have worked with some of the best bands in the world. I've been really, really spoiled in my time, I've got to be honest with you.
So we need to come over to New Zealand and you can sort our sound out. How's that?
I will absolutely love to do that, and we're going to talk about that a little later on. Given, of course, this surreal time we're in right now, everything's in, you know, our borders are locked down to anybody but Kiwis, but can't wait to get back to work and bring bands into the country. And believe me, Barbara is the manager of Aurora Entertainment. That's what she does. She brings bands in, gives them tours up and down the countryside, has a hell of a good time doing it. We will talk more about that as we go. But first of all, we open the show with Play Cold. And believe me, absolutely love this. But I was reading here, believe me, I have the bio. I've got the Bible on you guys. love this, because believe me, it gives me the information. You know, normally I might get one page or a half of a page, and I'm expected to make an hour show out of that. You know what I mean?
Be careful, most of that's fake news.
Hey, yeah, so I see, written and produced by Donald Trump. Gotcha. I understand now. But we opened the show with Coldplay, and a little something special here with Bethany and Anne-Marie. Tell me a little bit about this. How did you come to the lyrics? And more importantly, how did you come to put Bethany and Anne-Marie in there?
Well, Bethany, we know Bethany's dad, so we got to see Bethany perform when she was probably about 15 or 16 years of age, and straight away you could just hear the voice that she had. So at the start of this year, we spoke to her dad and said, look, we would love Bethany to appear on the album. We'd love for her to come to the studio. And where we was recording was in Cornwall, so it's like a 6-7 hour journey. So Bethany and her dad come down to Cornwall with us for 5 days, I think it was, and she recorded about 4 tracks. And straight away when she was in the studio, you just realised that this girl's got a recording voice, that potentially she could go very far. And Play Cold was written in the studio, and it was kind of written with the idea behind the song was we wanted Bethany to have a major part in the song, so we're not just backing vocals but to have a lead vocal. So we wrote the song in the studio, and she took the song to another level. I mean, I don't like to put myself down, but she's got an amazing voice, and she makes the song. She makes the song.
Yeah, you're not wrong there, and believe me, I was very, very impressed. Jason, you see, and I've got to let you know this, it's not easy getting an interview with us here at Galaxy. I mean, Barbara, poor Barbara, she gets between 30 and 50 bands a day that want to do the interviews, want to do the giveaways, want to do everything, believe me, and it's from everywhere in the world. The other day was actually a couple of bands out of Croatia that want to do it, you know what I mean? So, out of that, I mean, we're limited for the amount of time that we can actually do these as well, you know. There's only a certain amount of time in a week, and we don't want to be, you know, exhausted doing it, you know, 72 hours a day, you know what I mean? It's just not that much time. So we have to graciously whittle it down to the best of the best, and she does that with the help of Brookie in production and everything like that, and then it goes to a board. The board, well, you know, they have our image in mind all the time, so they only want the good stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once it gets past all of those boxes all ticked away, then it comes to me. Now, Jason, I get it in a USB kind of device that I play on my stereo in my car. Now, the reason why I say that is for two reasons, actually. The first reason is nobody can influence me on whether or not I want to do the interview. It's all based on the music. I get no information, no title, no artist, nothing like that, just the music. So if I want to do the interview, I got to like the music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Second reason, Jason, and I'll be honest with you, is nobody wants to drive with me. It's true. They kind of, well, you know, they think going sideways is weird.
I'm not worried.
They do, actually. But yeah, I do. Now, when I first, and I will be honest, I got a kick-ass stereo in my car, and when I first heard your music, literally I pulled over the car, opened up the doors, set it back on play again, turned it up, cracked a cold one, and just damn well enjoyed it.
Oh, mate, that means so much. I mean, that is brilliant. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. Thank you.
Well, I got to be honest, it was absolutely fantastic. Play It Cold was the one that got me right away, the very first song that I heard. And I really thought this was fantastic. I really, really did. In fact, we could be taking control here. You never know.
Yeah, true.
Good segue, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And tell me about taking back control. Tell me all about it.
Taking Back Control. So that was our first single back after. So our first album come out in 2018, and it won Album of the Year in the. So we're from an area called the Black Country. So it's just kind of next to Birmingham. It's made up of lots of towns. So we won Best Album for our debut album. So we wanted to do a follow-up. So we got an old track, and we used the bass line as the lead guitar part. So we produced Taking Back Control. And at the time, Brexit was in full flow. And the slogan by Boris Johnson was Taking Back Control. So that's why we called the song Taking Back Control. It's not political in any way, but we just thought that's a good name for the song. And it had some really good airplay. It done really well for us. It was one of our favourite songs off the album.
You know, I get that. I really, really do, and love it. As soon as you said Boris Johnson, you know, Bojo, I had this vision of him and Donald Trump sitting outside the White House in a storm. You know what it's like.
Yeah, I mean, that would be. We want them both to appear in one of our videos. That's what we want. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you'd have to pay extra for the hair.
Oh yeah, we'll get stunt doubles in for the hair.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you've got to wonder though. First and foremost, did they give it a room of their own, of its own, and the hell did they feed that thing?
I mean, it grows well, doesn't it? I mean, I think Bojo is like designer.
Yeah, now here's one for you, and I want you to open your mind and think about this. A few months ago now, Donald Trump formatted the Space Force, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Why does Donald Trump do anything?
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't get it, but he's great entertainment.
Well, now apparently it's come out over the interwebby thing that Donald Trump has signed a treaty with these so-called non-biological existences to this Earth to be able to come and stay here on the Earth, you know. Now, first of all, I've got to say, who is Donald Trump to speak for the Earth as of a whole, as of a collective? Do we want these things here? Really? But secondly, is this an admission that really they've been lying to us for, what, about almost 80 years now?
I mean, Area 51, I mean, it's supposed to exist. I mean, who knows? I think Donald Trump just loves the limelight, you know. I think he's been watching Star Wars too much.
Well, I got to be honest with you, and I'm very, very happy about this. Biden right now is the president. He has been given the tip and the key of the door, and well, now we're waiting for his Trumpy to move his hairstyle out so that Biden can go in with a vacuum cleaner at least.
Yeah, but the problem is, I mean, the media is going to have nothing to report now because Trump was headline news every single day. I think they'll regret it when he's gone because he was just entertaining.
You know, Jason, that was the problem I had on day one when Trumpy was beaten, was who am I going to make fun of now?
That's it. Where's the news come from?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, maybe I can pick on the Australian Prime Minister. He's just as daft, really. But having said that, we better move on. And otherwise, maybe Australia might be taking control. You're right here at Galaxy with Wounded Spirit, taking control. How you feeling, bro?
Yeah, brilliant, mate.
Nice, nice. We've got two sisters up next. Then
Okay.
months, weeks, days is up after that.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
And we've also got Love and Emotion. Love, Emotion, Devotion. That's the last one we're going to play for you. But believe me, it is an absolute honour to be able to do so, my friend.
We want to send you a copy of the CD, so we've got a copy here. So it'd be great if we could post that over to you. We get your address and we'll just send you a copy.
Well,
We need 3 at least.
tell you what, throw in a handful and we'll do a competition and give them away.
Oh, we'd love that.
The reason being is we would love to be able to keep Wounded Spirit, the
everyone
name
from the
rolling,
other side
the
of the world
music rolling, you
that
know what I
know
mean? The
Jason.
more it's in their ears,
Welcome to Galaxy.
the more they take notice, the more they want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. How many copies you want me to send?
Oh, how about 50?
No,
20.
20's good, 20's good. But I'll compromise on the 30 loss. How about throwing in a few t-shirts?
Yeah, I'll get you a t-shirt, mate.
Because, believe me, bro, and people do, look, today I'm wearing Manikabow, my good friend Manikabow,
yeah.
and I've got to pass on condolences to my bro there. They do look, and before you know it, you've got a, well...
I'll do a Barbara t-shirt, just let me know the sizes.
No, Barbara will send you all the details, bro. She'll believe me. You'll get a lot from Barbara over the next 24, 48 hours, you will.
Brilliant. That's
Oof, God, it's hot in here.
Alright.
Have we got Kiwi
It
conditioning
hasn't
going?
reached your,
We
it
have.
hasn't reached your 28 yet. See, it's only 26.
Still only 27.
So is it your summer now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. feel sad for you. we make sandcastles at Christmas. Anyway, let's go back to the desk.
Oh, thank you, Scott. We tried to have it different. Love from Galaxy.
That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107. If you were wondering what I was doing, it's hot in here, right? And I'm saying this one works better than this fan here. It's just not working properly.
Turn it on.
Turn it on. Yeah, Kiwi ingenuity, right? Yeah, very much so. Even still, yeah, it's slack. It's sad. It really is. Dear. And joined, absolutely elated by Jason, coming out of the band Wounded Spirit in Bromwich, UK. And Jason, let's run down through the members of the band. There's Rob Roberts, Steve Schaefer, is that right? Schaefer?
Scape, yeah.
Scape, right, okay. Mark Smith, and Mark is on keyboards. Never enough bands these days with keyboards.
Oh, mate, he's got about 15 keyboards in the studio. I don't know which ones he plays. He took them off the studio.
Is that a little like a fetish?
It's sorry, what?
Is that a little like a fetish? Collecting all these keyboards?
He just likes a lot of space and a lot of keyboards.
Believe me, I was talking to a person the other day, 30 odd guitars. And I'm going,
Wow.
So how many can you play at once?
Only the one, man.
Yeah, exactly. What do you believe me, I was lucky to have 3 if I was, back in the day. Also, Elton McTaggart, love is working on drums, and Darren Thorpe as well, to round up the whole band. And what a great band. Believe me, absolutely fascinated with your band. And you've been around since, now if I remember right, we're going way back to 1989 when you first formed.
Yeah, so there's only me and Elton on drums, only me and Elton were the original members of the band. So we formed in 1989, we all kind of knew each other from school, and we kind of formed the band. We couldn't even play instruments, didn't know what we was doing. So our ultimate goal was just to write a song and be able to play it. Then once we learned how to play that song, it was about we need to do a gig. And then once we learned how to do a gig, we wanted to record a song. And it kind of went just little small steps. So probably in the mid-90s, we had quite a bit of airplay on Radio 1, the BBC. And we was doing okay, but we never kind of did well enough just to get our names kind of out there. And probably in 2000 we did a tour of Spain, and after the tour of Spain we kind of called it quits. I was expecting my first daughter, I needed to get a job, and the band disbanded. Unfortunately I became normal. I got a job, had kids, got a mortgage, so I became normal. And then in 2016 a friend of ours was putting a festival on, and he asked us to get together to play the gig, and the original band come back together to do that gig. And from that we recorded a single, an album. But then after that first album, the original members, they didn't want to take it any further. It's just a massive commitment. But me and Elton felt we had so much more to give, and we had so many songs we wanted to produce and record, etc. So we recruited new members. So the new members are Mark, Steve, Darren and Rob, and we've been practicing now for the last 7 months when we can, with the lockdown, to get the music back up and running, and hopefully be able to play live soon.
Well, excuse me, I do believe it is quite the surreal time right now, especially with this COVID virus thing going on. Not a lot of gigs going on, so I presume that you're finding more time now to be able to do a bit more writing, a bit more recording?
Yeah, what we're focusing on is that we wrote the second album, You, Me and the Ocean, so this one here. We wrote that more or less in the studio, and that was me and Elton and Steve. So what we've been doing with the new members of the band is actually learning to play the songs on the album to be able to play live. And you know yourself, you record a song, it's never the same when you play it live. You have to learn that song. So we've been learning the whole album, and we're probably near enough there now, ready to unleash and get out playing live. And we're just waiting for Bojo to say, "Go for it, boys," and we'll be out there.
Believe me, I understand. I really, really do. Being somebody, you see, we don't do the local circuit here with local bands, but we do like to bring bands into the country and give local bands here a chance to get on a big stage. You know what I mean? So it works out two ways, pretty much. It really, really does. They learn something, and the bands that we bring into the country get to experience a bit of Kiwiana as well, you know. So we like to be able to do that. Now, I do have a fan question for you there, Jason. How does a fan get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, do you respond?
Yeah, I mean, our aim is to respond literally within 24 hours. So you can, we've got our own website, that's www.woundedspirit.net, and you can send us a message on there. On Facebook, you can send us messages on Facebook. We've got a YouTube channel, Twitter, Instagram. Probably the website is the main one. You know, that's where we want people to go, because you've got all our music. You can buy a t-shirt if you want a t-shirt. You get the latest news. But yeah, we get back to you within 24 hours.
Absolutely brilliant. Nice to know that you have a merch store on there as well, because believe me, with everybody that's going to be watching and everything like that, they're going to want to buy a little bit of merch off you. So great that you got that. Now, at the same time, I don't know about you guys, but, you know, I never had sisters.
No, I did.
But somebody I know did, in fact, had two sisters. He could say two sisters of mine. Tell me about your two sisters.
Well, it's not actually about it's about my two daughters. So I'm not probably the most emotional person, and I was just thinking, you know, during lockdown, I was just kind of, sorry, when we was recording the album, I was just thinking, I want to, you know, when you think about your children and what you're going to leave them when you pass on, I was a bit, you know, morbid, I suppose, and I just thought, if I could sum it all up in one song, what my two daughters mean to me, but what they mean to each other, and I love them so much. I just wanted to make sure they've always got that song to remember that, what they mean to me, and that's what Two Sisters of Mine is all about.
You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, joined live by Wounded Spirit, Jason from the band. Love it. Here's Two Sisters of Mine. How you feeling, Jason? You okay?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant, mate. Thank you very much.
You don't need a stiff drink yet?
No, I've got my water.
Okay. Well, yeah, that could be stiff if you leave it in the freezer too long. Yeah, you don't need a therapist then?
Not at the moment, no.
Right, well, if you do, I know a good one.
Oh, yeah.
She does Skype.
And she does Skype.
You still seeing them?
Well, yeah, because this one's actually a very, very talented artist at the same time.
Oh, brilliant.
She comes out of New Jersey, and I said to her, what, New Jersey? She goes, my God, you could be a hack driver, you could be a taxi driver here. You'd fit right in with that.
You don't look like a taxi driver.
I don't look like a
No, you don't.
What does a taxi driver look like?
Well, they're usually short and
Three noses or something.
stubby.
Yeah.
Some of them.
They have one of these little cash machines stapled to their stomach.
Do
you
they?
know?
Oh, well.
Oh, these days it's a little credit card reading machine,
Yes,
isn't it?
it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just on your phone. You do it on your phone. With my hairdresser, you just do it on the phone.
Talking to a Scotsman the other day, and I got to be honest with you, Jason. I says to him, you know, look, my mother was Scottish.
Oh, God, cool.
Yeah, and yeah, she was born in Edinburgh. And I says, you know, bro, I found out what a spotting's for. And he goes, all right then. Oh, you guys all right? Then go on. What's the spot in for? I went, a place to keep your cell phone.
Have you been to Edinburgh?
Yes, yes. In fact, I stayed in Piccadilly for a little while and did the British Isles like crazy.
Oh,
And my mother-in-law
brilliant!
was Scottish.
Edinburgh's great.
Yeah, my auntie was. Look, I had
She's
three
from
aunties,
Edinburgh.
all
She was
different
from
parts of
Edinburgh.
Scotland. One was Edinburgh, one was Aberdeen, and one was Glasgow.
Well, okay, Glasgow's a cool place. I like Glasgow.
Yeah.
And apparently,
Strong
heritage
accent in
is
Glasgow.
the Scottish protectors of the Queen, the Black Watch.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently we have something to do with that in the family.
It's in my family too.
How cool is that?
My father's an American Indian.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you about it. Love that, don't you? Absolutely. Go and check it out. Go and find it on the interwebby thing. You can't go wrong there. Look for Wounded Spirit and Two Sisters of Mine. Absolutely fantastic track. Really, really is. And I'm really, really elated to be joined by Jason from the band Wounded Spirit, coming and making strange sounds too, by the way, coming out of Bromwich in the UK. And Jason, I really, really... I got to be honest with you. My father was an American Indian, coming from the Sioux Nation, literally. My mother being Scottish. I don't know how they managed to do that, but they did apparently. And well, I was born in Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow. Okay. And how did you end up in New Zealand?
Yeah, that's a whole different deal again.
Is this a movie? I mean, because there's a movie there.
Well, it could be actually. I know a couple of people that make movies. I should talk to them. You never know. Barbara wants to write a book, by the way. She says there's a whole book there that I could write about you. And I says, yeah, I'd read it from cover to cover. Yeah, never mind the 500 empty pages in the meantime. Now, Jason, we spoke very, very briefly, and you mentioned to me that you would love to come to New Zealand, and we would love to have you. We really, really would. Now, at the start of this as well, I also said hello to Paul Marshall from Do It Management. Now, we work closely with Paul Marshall, and even more so now, we're actually going to be forming a very close relationship with him on bringing our bands into the country. Now, how did you meet Paul Marshall?
Oh, I've never actually met him in person. I got some information that he was looking for new bands, new music. So I just sent him an email. I sent him a download of our music, and then he got back to me not long after and said, really like what I hear. I like this song, that song. And within a couple of weeks, he offered us a deal. And, we was like, yeah, let's go for it. And hopefully over the next 12 months, he's going to get our music out to a lot more people. Hopefully, get us some really good gigs, etc. So we're excited by the relationship, and we're hoping for good things. I mean, COVID has put a bit of a spanner in the works, but we've got to work around that and make it work.
Exactly. It's all about adjusting right now and finding that new norm, as everybody likes to be able to throw around. But having said that, this isn't going to be forever, really. And we will get back to doing concerts. We will get back to bringing bands and tourists and everybody back into our shores, and we will welcome that. We really will. But right now, we've got to do what the government says and abide by their rules respectfully. We really do. Even though it's not helping the pocket a lot, believe me, we've got to do it. But as I said, you've got to be able to adapt as well. Now, I've spoken to a number of bands through this period right now. They put forward a number of different ways. I see there's a wrestling company that have now adapted this, bring the audience in via the interwebby thing, if you know what I mean. They're doing all of that. A couple of sports things are going to be doing it. Possibly even the Japanese Olympics this year might be doing it as well. But they have welcomed New Zealanders there. No quarantine time at all. We can go there. But the thing is, going to concert, and believe me, listen to this, because I really love working in concerts. I really, really do. I get that absolute adrenaline rush of working with a concert as an engineer. And it's usually that first moment when the band gets on stage, the first moment when the music hits and the crowd goes off, the whole deal, you know, lights, smoke, you know, that moment. How do you recreate that if you're watching on the internet?
You just can't do it. I mean, for me, the whole thing about music, you know, when you start to play your song and that instrument, you want to play in front of people and you want to get that reaction. And I've seen a few internet gigs, and I'll do, you know, we might do one ourselves come January or February, but for me, you can't beat the real thing. And, you know, it's all about the fan reaction. It's all about engaging with the fans and people, and meeting new people, and someone who might never have heard of you before, but coming up to you after the gig and saying, look, I really love what you did, I really enjoyed that, can I buy a CD? For me, that makes everything worthwhile. That makes everything, the sacrifice, it makes everything right.
Exactly. I know, you know, as a band, and believe me, I've worked with some really big bands over the years, and they say it's all about feeding off the crowd. The energy of that crowd just drives us that little bit more to be that little bit better every show, you know what I mean? And for me as an engineer, I hear that every time I work a band live. Can't say that I've actually had the pleasure of doing it to an internet crowd yet, but I just can't figure that you would get the same reaction. It wouldn't feel the same, would it?
Well, it's a bit like you know, rugby or football, where they haven't been able to play in front of crowds due to COVID. I would imagine their performance is not the same level as if there's a crowd there, because if you're a professional sports person, you kind of get off with the crowd. You kind of, their energy, their enthusiasm pushes you to do more. And it's the same with music. You know, when you're there and people are cheering and they really, you can tell they like your music, you go that extra 10, 15, 20%, and, you know, you can't beat fans, you can't beat fan engagement in anything.
Exactly, and yes, I get the analogy with the sports. You must be demoralising spending all your life literally performing for one particular moment and there's no crowd. Empty stadium. That must be the carpet puller of all time, it really must. And think about that with the Olympics forthcoming. Might happen. They're going to have the Olympics, just maybe not a crowd. That would be demoralising everywhere. Really, it really would, because these people deserve a crowd. They do, much like bands. And I would like to go to a concert, well, I don't know, 11 months, 3 weeks, 6 days, all day.
I like what you're doing, love it.
Tell me about 11 months, 3 weeks, 6 days. Now, this, Steve Wright, you mentioned from Radio 1, absolutely flipped backwards over this. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, so it was probably, it probably still is our biggest song, our most popular song, and it was written about a girl from my hometown in West Bromwich, who is probably the only girl to really kind of grab me, if that makes any sense. So it was written about her. I hadn't seen her for a while, and I was kind of missing her. And I wrote the song about that. So it's still our biggest song. It's our most popular song. Everybody knows the words. So we love playing it. To play it live is the best feeling in the world.
Well, I tell you what, Jason, this is your second most requested song here at Galaxy. It really, really is. And believe me, I'm absolutely loving this. Here is Wounded Spirit, 11 months, 3 weeks, 6 days on Galaxy. There you go, bro. You okay?
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Loving it.
Nice. And believe me, bro, we would be very, very honoured if you want to send us some stuff to be able to do a giveaway and stuff, because we would love to get behind you. Now, are you familiar with the Galaxy page on Facebook?
Hi, Barefoot Money Mark.
Yeah, Galaxy page, yeah.
Use it, bro. It's there for artists to be able to promote themselves no matter what. If it's an album, if it's an EP, if it's a
Crazy
tour,
photos.
if it's a concert somewhere, if if you're recording something,
photos.
even if it's just to say hello, use it, because we have so many people from around the world that look at these, and I'm talking agents, booking people, you name it, they're all there, and they all do look. Before you know it, you might have a half a dozen brands making you valuable friends.
Oh, brilliant! I will do. No, thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Hey, listen, do you know John Foster?
John Foster.
Yeah,
Forster.
No.
You don't? Have you ever heard of Dr. John's unsigned surgery?
Dr. John.
Unsigned surgery.
No, sorry, no.
Oh, we can
Okay.
talk about that.
We can
after.
talk about that. Actually, have you ever been signed?
Not well, not in a big way. We're signed to Paul Marshall's Do It Records.
Right.
So we got a license. We got a licensing deal with Paul.
Okay. If I could get you signed by another company in the UK in your backyard that Paul knows about, and I can talk to Paul about this because he's very open to stuff. This guy has...
He likes John Forster anyway.
Yeah, he does. They get on really well. He has his own TV show, he has his own radio, he has his own podcast, connections throughout the UK, and even does concerts in castles, where a castle is and stuff. So
Oh, Grant, that would be brilliant, mate. If you could do that for us, that would be fantastic.
I would be honoured to introduce you to my good friend Dr. John, because believe me, I've known him for a number of years. He's been doing this for 20 odd years, so I don't tap him on the shoulder often, simply because he knows his stuff, you know what I mean? He doesn't need me going, hey, look at this and look at that every 5 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
But when I find a band that I am this interested in, I would really like to be able to introduce you. I mean, there's no harm in talking, right?
No. I mean, that means a lot to us. I mean, all we want to, I'll be truthful, all we want to do is we just want to play as many places as we can.
Okay.
You know, and to play live and just to record. We got, our expectation levels are just to write music and play live, you know, and
I get it. I get it, bro. I really get it. I do. And believe me, you've got the same expectations like Dave Edmonds, the very first singer of AC/DC, has. You know what I mean? And always has done. You know. So believe me, I get it. I love it. I really do. And as I say, no harm in talking. I'm sure you'd love to talk. Yeah. In the meantime, we're going to your number one song, which is Love, Emotion and Devotion.
Wow, come on.
And I was told just minutes ago that you're up around 1,755 requests so far since we've been playing it. So congratulations.
Really?
Yes.
Wow, that's nuts. Thank you, everyone.
Not bad, eh? That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 3 after 12 o'clock lunchtime, 26.4 degrees. Yeah, I'm struggling to get to what it's going to happen. Believe me, rubber band effect. It's going to go down, bang, it's going to go right on back up. Won't get to 29, no, literally. Tuesday, December 15th. Not much of the year left at the moment, is there? And believe me, it's very quickly running out. We're going to be having our Christmas extravaganza 21st of December, aren't we? Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Dan, Barbara, you're going to join me on New Year's Eve, aren't you?
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, dear. I know the bosses are going to be listening too, so we better behave ourselves.
Yeah, we are the bosses.
You're the boss. Anyway, having said that, we are absolutely elated to be joined by Jason, lead singer from the band Wounded Spirit, coming out of Bromwich in the UK. And you know something? I absolutely love this song. 1,755 requests. Now, I've got to let you know, Jason, we first started playing it, didn't say a thing. Just played it. Blew up our internet. They wanted to know more immediately. This was the song that Paul Marshall initially sent to us, but I never heard that one first. Of course, I had the Play Cold song first, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Heard this one. And as I said, it blew up our internet. In fact, I didn't know anything about it until Sarah, our receptionist, came to me and went, the hell is going on here? I'm getting so many requests for this song. I went, I don't know. I really don't know. So then, within the next week, you started to chart here with us here at Galaxy. And you came in literally number 12 on the charts. That was your entrance. And believe me, I was fascinated. We had 40 on the charts. 12 straight away. Bingo, you're in there. You're still climbing and are continuously getting requested every day so that we play you in the breakfast show. And believe me, that's our biggest audio audience and our biggest rated show. It is just kicking it out of the park. Tell me about love, emotion, devotion. I want to know everything about this.
It was a mistake. It was, you wouldn't believe it, the song was written by me and Elton. We wrote it on Logic. It was supposed to be an instrumental. So when we came to recording the album, we was in the studio, but with our producer's fantastic. His name's Gareth Young. He's produced for the Sugar Babes. He's produced for Ronan Keating. So he's a really good pop producer. But we had this kind of idea, and we said we wanted to be an instrumental, so we wanted to be the opening track of the album. But the more we worked on it, you know, Elton kind of said we need to put vocals up, we need to come up with some kind of lyrics because this is a really good song. So we kind of again writ it in the studio, and we've been rehearsing it now to play live, and it's even better. Well, we think it's even better live. It's just so kicking. You know, we cannot wait to play it live, and we love the track, and we think it's a really good opening track of the album. We think it's brilliant.
You know, Jason, I think our audio audience from around the world, and believe me, we are a global station, I think they agree with you. Literally. You've resonated something in our audience that absolutely loves this track, and I'm no exception. I look forward to playing it now. I really do. So right here at Galaxy 107 FM, live with Jason from Wounded Spirit, the number one Wounded Spirit track, most requested, is Love, Emotion, Devotion. True deal.
Oh, that's brilliant. That is the major request. Love that.
It is. It really is, bro. I get requests for Bastille, and I get requests for so many other bands that are on the charts. You know what I mean? And this is being out requesting them by far. And my breakfast show literally is over a 24-hour period. How many requests for which particular tracks? And then production and Barbara and everybody put the show together. I get the good job. I get to sit in the seat and just talk. You know what I mean? Where I have a whole crew doing everything for me. And this is on the amount of requests we get per day, 24-hour period. You are there consistently over the last how many weeks, months?
2 months.
2 months, yeah. Been that long, hasn't it? Yeah. Honestly.
Wow, that's fantastic. That means so much. I mean, this is why you do music, is just to get that feedback and to know that people are actually listening and enjoy what you do. And it makes everything worthwhile. So for us, it means more. It means more than money. This is like why you do music. You know, it's,
Let's go back to the desk. Hold on. Might still be queuing out. Sorry,
no, you're good. You carry on.
that was your queuing song, your queuing time. And I thought, oh my God, we're running out of time on the song. Yeah, it's happened before, and I get told off very, very vigorously by my on-air producer. She's very passionate about making everything just so, you know what I mean? She is.
I'll get it.
Yeah, believe me. We'll wind up this here after this, but don't go anywhere just yet, because we'll take a couple of photos for multimedia purposes. Do a very, very quick video as well that will pop on our website. Now, I'll give you stats after we finish this. No use giving them to you now, we haven't quite finished. So,
everyone for joining
we'll
us.
give you the overall stats.
Where are you being?
I think you'll be impressed.
Ah, brilliant. Thank you.
I really do. I can tell you now we're in 64 countries right now.
Wow,
And
go on.
just to let Jason know his mummy's watching.
Oh, Jason, your mummy's watching.
She's up late. Mama Spirit is
Hello, Mummy.
watching.
Yeah, kia ora katoa.
It's past her bedtime.
It's past your bedtime, apparently. Mummy, take a Horlicks. Nice to have you
Tell her
with
I've got
us.
some ironing to do. What
Yeah.
to do?
Oh, he asked if you got some ironing to do.
No, he's got the morning for this.
Oh, no. Dear. No family feuds here.
Gosh, I'm not doing my son's ironing either.
Dear.
He can do his own. And my husband.
Nice to have you with us. It
Yes.
really, really is. And believe me, these days, artists like Jason need as much backing and support as possible. So thank you for doing that with them. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and of course Jason negated to say that Gareth Young also worked with 3 Daft Monkeys.
Yes.
On you.
Yeah, absolutely. So we get that one covered as well. Nice to have Mum with us.
Yes, my mum's watching. She's like our number one fan.
That's
She's in
cool.
charge of distribution and T-shirts.
That is cool. Well, you tell her to put our mailing list. We'll give you all the details very shortly. But Mum, T-shirts. At least 3 or 4 T-shirts. We'll give you the sizes. 20 CDs apparently. We've traded off from 50 CDs. We want to promote Wounded Spirit here at Galaxy across the board. We really, really do. So please, get it in the mail to us. We would love, love, love to be able to promote you. And even the T-shirts. Believe me, you're watching now, Mum. Look, see? Good friend of ours, Manny Cabot. Go and check him out. He's brilliant. He is. Used to be. He was one of the finalists for The Voice. Do you know that? Yeah? literally, and trains a lot of them to go on The Voice now. USA, by the way. But in the meantime, we were joined live and we started it off. Coldplay, yes we did. Then Taking Back Control, two sisters of mine, 11 months, 3 weeks, 6 days, love and emotion, Wounded Spirit. Thank you for joining us here at Galaxy.
Oh, thank you for having me. Thanks for everybody for listening and watching.
Brilliant. Jason, don't go anywhere, but right now we're going to head you back to the other studio. I know you're going to dig it. Here's Booker T.
Hiya, this is Jason Kelly, lead singer of Wounded Spirit, coming out of West Bromwich in the UK. I want to say a massive thank you to DJ Grant and Galaxy 107 FM.